When the sun rises, I wake up and chase my dreams. I won't regret when the sun sets, 'cause I live my life like I'm a beast.
Welcome back to Making the Cut, Part 7. Today we're going to be covering Day 6 and Day 7 of the cut. I didn't want to bore you with another video of just redundancy, so I figured we're going to take Day 6 and Day 7 and put them together. So yesterday was Day 6. It's where we actually starting to get to the hardest part of the cut, which I find Day 6, or in this case a Thursday for me, was the hardest day. We're taking in 500 milligrams of sodium and 50 grams of carbs. We're also going to drink 1 gallon of water today. Now we're going to do all of this while taking our dietary supplements that we've done all week long, all before 5 o'clock. We're also going to take our Epsom salt bath at night for the healing process. This is where everything differs. As you heard me say, I want to take all of my food and my water in before 5 o'clock. The reason behind that is because now we're going to start a 24-hour food and water fast. You're literally going to let your body deplete completely the way down. So, 5 o'clock, you've got your gallon in, you've got your food in. Best thing you can do is try to get yourself to sleep early. Try to get to bed early so you ain't got to deal with the hunger pains, because that's probably the hardest part that I find on the Thursday is the hunger pains. Now, Day 7, when you get into Friday, it's not going to be about the hunger pains. But on Thursday, cut Day 6, it starts getting a little difficult. You're a little hungry, a little thirsty, and you start hitting that mental wall where I don't know if I want to go on any further. Keep pushing. You got this. Remember, your goal weight is to be around 7 pounds out to 5 to 7 pounds out the morning of weigh-in. So, let's cut over to Day 7. This is where it's going to get nitty and gritty. I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning, so it's nothing new to me, but my goal is usually to wake up 12 hours before weigh-in to start this cut cycle. So, just to start it off, 6 o'clock, 3 pills of dandelion root, which equals right at about 550 milligrams, and 1 potassium pill. 10 o'clock, same thing. 2 o'clock, same thing. How do I start off the morning? As soon as I take in those pills, first thing I wake up in the morning, I walk to the scale, I weigh myself in, see what my morning weight is. This morning, a little bit of depression for me, 206. That's not the best case scenario, but I still have within range where I need to be. I can still make it with the experience that I have behind doing this. So immediately I hop in a hot Epsom salt bath. Now when I mean hot, I'm talking about, wet pools or jacuzzis or hot tubs, whatever you call them, type temperatures, 102, 101. Hot as I can get it that my body can stand it where it doesn't actually put me in pain or risk hurting my skin. 2 cups of Epsom salt, 1 cup of baking soda. This is going to be 15-minute soak time. And what I mean by 15-minute soak time is I'm going to soak to my neck for 5 minutes. Set my timer for 5 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will come up to my waist, soak for another 5 minutes. Then I'm going to go down to my kneecaps, soak for another 5 minutes. During that time, I'm wiping the sweat off of me continuously. Continuously. As soon as that's finished, a towel completely off, I hop on the scale, and I should have dropped by that time, depending on how your body reacts. It can be anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds. I've even heard stories of people dropping 4 pounds doing this on the first time. But after that's done, my body temperature is now elevated. It's hot. It's starting to sweat. And it will continue to sweat even out of the tub because my core temperature is high. So immediately, I throw on my sweats. I throw on some sweatpants. I throw on my sweatsuit and a nice sweat beanie, and I go to the gym. And I do 30 minutes of cardio if I can make it. 15 at a minimum, 30 at a maximum. 30 because you really don't need any more. 15 because you really don't need any less. The thing that's going to happen though is your body is still elevated. So as soon as you get in that sweatsuit and sweat outfit, as soon as you get on your Stairmaster or treadmill or elliptical, whatever you're going to do, you're immediately going to start sweating. Grab a hold to the heart rate monitor. That's going to be a big difference. Or if you don't have an elliptical or some type of cardio equipment that has a heart monitor, find a way to check your heart rate. Because you're sodium depleted, you're potassium depleted, you're hungry, and you're sweating with a high elevated core temperature. Your heart rate can get high. Make sure it does not elevate over 150 beats per minute. Then you're starting to get into an area where it can get a little scary for you. If it does even reach that, stop. Sit down, take a break. Take a deep breath, take a sip of water. Not a gulp, a sip with the palate. At this point, you're going to sweat. And when you get home, again, take off the sweatsuit, take off everything. Towel completely off, get every piece of sweat you can off of you. Step back on the scale. Now you're looking at a potential 2 to 4 pound drop, easy. Real easy. Just to give you an example, today, again, I woke up at 206. Epsom salt bath put me down to 204. Went to the gym, just got back and toweled off, and I am 201.2. So the goal is 198. Now currently, still not where I need to be. Don't be scared. It's only 12 o'clock. I have several hours left. I'm letting my body relax for a little bit, take a little break. I've already taken a sip of water. And next thing you know, I'm going to be taking another Epsom salt bath. Same process. And at this point, if the Epsom salt bath does not work, and if I do another round of cardio and it does not work, then we'll get to a point of extreme. If I really want to make this weight, I will step foot in the sauna. Not a wet sauna, a dry sauna. People make the mistake of thinking, well, if you're taking a submerged hot bath, it's the same as a wet sauna. It's not. It's completely different. What's happening is you're thinking you're sweating in a wet sauna and you're not. You're actually just collecting humidity and precipitation onto your body. Your body's actually trying to take in as much of the water as it can because it's not a salty water. That's the big difference in the Epsom salt bath. Now, the dry sauna, it is a dry heat. It's literally pulling the moisture out of you. That is where you can drop your last little bit of weight. Now, I do not recommend that unless it's absolutely needed. I believe that hot baths are a lot safer than saunas. Some people differ. I have a friend of mine from Pennsylvania, Paul Lynn, who actually does a great job of cutting, but believes that the sauna works a little better. I believe that the hot bath works a little better, but to each its own. Again, this cut plan isn't always going to be for everyone, but you're going to see how I started at a 215 pound weight, worked my way down to a 198 pound weight, and I am in complete control of my body. I'm not dying. I'm not fatigued. I'm a little hungry, and absolutely am I thirsty, but everything is going to plan. Now, let's talk a little bit about rehydration, which is going to be the biggest point. Now, I bet you thought through this whole process that the cutting of the weight was the most important thing. No, cutting weight is easy. The rehydration part is the most crucial and delicate state. My goal is to weigh 198, but when I step on stage to compete at Saturday at 5 p.m., I want to be back to my goal weight of 215 pounds plus 10% if possible. So how do you do that? What's happening? Your body is starving for two things. It is starving for water and it is starving for sodium. Now, if you put water without sodium in your body's literally just going to get rid of it at this point. It's craving one thing and one thing only, and that is sodium. It needs salt. So my highest recommendation is Pedialyte. You can do Gatorade. Yes, it has sodium. Yes, it has potassium, and it has a lot of nutrients. However, Pedialyte is way more advanced. Way more advanced. So I'm recommending drinking Pedialyte. 1 liter of Pedialyte, 1 liter of water within the first hour before you ever consume food. Make sure you get both of those liters in of water and Pedialyte before you ever eat because you're worried about hydrating. Hydrating is your number one concern. Here's a note for you. I learned the hard way on this. Do not chug Pedialyte. Do not just throw this thing back like you're shotgunning a beer or nothing like that. Because what's going to happen is your body's going to react to that sodium and draw it in so fast that you will get sick. You will turn white as a sheet of paper. You'll start sweating and you'll get nauseated like you've never felt before. Because your body's never had to adapt to something like that. Your body never will. So that's why I recommend cutting the Pedialyte with water. Bring a jug. It helps a little bit. I have a little 1 gallon jug. I think it usually helps. And I mix half and half. Cold Pedialyte tastes better than warm Pedialyte. It's another good point. But what's going to happen is you're going to sit there and steadily drink this. Not chug, but steadily drink. Now, after the first hour is done, and you've kind of got your hydration back into motion, now you can start eating. Highest recommendation, heavy sodium, heavy protein, heavy carb foods. My preferable favorite, Chinese or sushi or hibachi. Something that just carries so much sodium, so much protein, and so many carbs. Rice for days. Chicken, steak, fish, doesn't matter. Whatever I can get in my body that's high in protein. Now drinks. Go for your water. Water with lemon. Hell, you can even do a sweet tea. But you need to keep drinking fluid, especially water. Now, that doesn't mean you're done for the day. You still have to go on throughout the entire night after weigh-ins and consume more protein, beef jerky, peanut butter, more carbs, have a bowl of macaroni, something along those lines. And in the meanwhile of doing that, you need to drink another liter of Pedialyte and another liter of water. You want to keep hydrating as much as you can. If you got creatine available to you, powderized creatine, about to hydrate, pile that on. Just chug it back. Throw a little sea salt in there. Not much, but a little bit. And just chug it down. Get as much fluid in your body as you can. When you wake up the next morning, day of competition, you need to wake up and drink some more. Your body has been depleting all week long and you haven't noticed it until day 7. But trust me, if you're following what I'm telling you about the rehydration period, you will be back to your normal weight plus 10%. I did it for Louisiana State contraband days. Again, though, this cut plan isn't for everybody. I keep saying that because I know there's a lot of people that's going to kind of hate on what I have to say, and that's fine. But this is how my cut plan worked. We're going to do a little live video later on my Facebook and talk with Ryan Timms, who is the tournament director for Body State Arm Wrestling, and we're actually going to see my body weight in action. But I will show y'all I will be 198 pounds on the scale. So everybody tune in. I'll talk to you later.
When the sun rises, I wake up and chase my dreams. I won't regret when the sun sets, 'cause I live my life like I'm a beast.